News 25 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-990 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News is also brought to you by Matthew Ursua. Pahrump is Paradise, helping America settle the West again at homeandpahrump.com. Now with Nevada Realty.
Tonight, the government shutdown is over for now, and Trump advisor Roger Stone is arrested. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
The president agrees to open the government for 3 weeks. It's Friday, January 25th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Donald Trump said today that he's reached a deal to temporarily reopen the federal government after a month-long shutdown. The Democrats spoke at the Capitol saying that Trump held federal workers hostage to get funding approval for his border wall. The agreement won't include new funding for the border for now. Democrats said that both sides want the same thing, that is more security at the border, and that they hope that the goal will help them reach a long-term agreement. Trump added that the funding to reopen the government is only for 3 weeks and that there is an option to declare a national emergency if an agreement is not reached at that time. He plans to use $6 billion from various funding sources, including Homeland Security, to acquire the money. Today's agreement funds the government through February 15th, and workers should get back pay quickly. The pressure to reach this morning's agreement comes from the backup and ultimately stifling of business and economy because of the East Coast airport's flights, which were canceled or delayed because of a staffing shortage. Air traffic controllers have been working without pay for weeks. There have been reports of many working extra jobs after their unpaid 10-hour shifts to make ends meet. The most shocking and significant arrest in the Russian probe into election meddling by the FBI was long-term Trump associate Roger Stone, who was arrested at his home early this morning. A grand jury indicted Stone on allegations that the Trump campaign actively sought to communicate and coordinate with WikiLeaks in regards to stolen emails aimed at damaging Hillary Clinton's campaign. Investigator Robert Mueller alleges a senior Trump campaign official was directed to contact Stone about any additional releases and what other damaging information Organization One or WikiLeaks had regarding the Clinton campaign. Stone allegedly told the Trump campaign about potential future releases of damaging material by Organization One, who distributed emails stolen as a result of a hack of the Democratic National Committee's servers. According to the U.S. intelligence community, the hacking was conducted by the Russians for the express purpose of improving Trump's chances and hurting Clinton's chances in the 2016 election. Stone is the 37th person or entity to be charged in the FBI probe, which investigates Russian interference in the 2016 campaign. News 25 spoke to Roger Stone during his visit to Pahrump in June of last year.
The Democratic National Committee filed a bogus lawsuit claiming falsely that we worked with the Russians to hack the Democratic National Committee's emails and give the information to WikiLeaks, who allegedly published it. Now, all of that is false, but this is actually good news because it means that we, in discovery in this lawsuit, will be allowed to examine the DNC's computer servers, which they would never let the FBI do, and I will prove once and for all that they were never hacked by anyone. The information was taken out the back door, downloaded to some kind of portable drive, and taken out most likely by Seth Rich. The United States government was surveilling the Republican candidate for president on the basis of a fabricated dossier, and we now know that the FBI had infiltrated Donald Trump's campaign far earlier than even we had suspected. That's the use of the authority and the capability of the state to spy on the Republican candidate for president. Having come up empty-handed with any evidence of Russian collusion on my part, being empty-handed on any evidence that I was involved in receiving or passing allegedly hacked emails from the DNC to WikiLeaks, I think that they are now possibly going to try to concoct some other extraneous defense in an effort to get me to testify against the president. We shall see. I will fight that in the courts. It would have to be a fabricated crime, and I thought this was about Russian collusion, so we shall see. What this is really about is the fact that the Democrats can't get over the fact that they lost the last election. I mean, they spent $2 billion. Donald Trump spent about $275 million. Bill and Hillary had vast political campaign experience. Donald Trump had none. Now they just want to undo the results of that election, either through their bogus Russian collusion investigation or through this series of phony lawsuits. Clearly, Mr. Mueller would like to concoct some crime against me, or some offense, to get me to testify against the president. That's what this is really about. That's never going to happen.
And 800,000 workers are set to get a paycheck after more than a month. Angela Miles has that and more in today's Business First Brief.
Tapping our news, in a new proposal, President Trump is pushing for a large down payment to build a border wall. On Thursday, the Senate rejected two proposals to end the partial government shutdown. 6 Republicans voted for the Democratic bill. 800,000 federal workers are likely to miss out on a paycheck today. The number of federal workers seeking unemployment spiked. Those numbers are not included in the weekly jobless claims, which fell to the lowest level in 5 decades. The CEOs of the biggest banks in America will be on Capitol Hill in March. CNBC reports the heads of JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Wells Fargo will be among those to testify before the House Financial Services Committee. Representative Maxine Waters is the committee chair. Intel is a stock to watch today. The chip giant's revenue and earnings both missed analyst estimates. The stock stumbled in the after-hours session.
All right, don't touch that remote. We have more news after this break.
News 25 is brought to you by Pahrump Rentals and Hardware is your friendly small-town hardware store. Shop small, shop local.
Luckily, no injuries were reported last night on Highway 160 as a result of a 2-vehicle crash. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of a 2-vehicle accident that occurred last night on Highway 160 and Yellowhand. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's deputies also responded to the scene. All occupants inside the vehicles declined to be transported to local medical facilities. And Assemblyman Greg Hafen had an open house at the Artesia Clubhouse last night to hear questions and concerns from locals as he prepares for his first legislative session in Carson City.
Yeah, we had just an open house. I kind of went over the Republican Assembly Caucus priorities for this session, as well as some of the bills that I'm proposing and also looking to help co-sponsor. Some of the bills are aimed at education and health care. Those are my 2 top priorities going in. I think there's a lot of bipartisan support to improve both our education and our health care systems.
Tell me about that voting bill that you were talking about.
Yeah, I would like to see the elections go back to prior to 2015 when they changed the laws. Currently, the primary can be over if it's only Democrats running or only Republicans running, and that's it. Whoever wins that is the appointed and elected official, and I think everyone deserves the right to vote for their elected officials, and I would like to see the top 2 candidates move forward to the general election, just like it was prior to the 2015 change.
The last priority of the caucus is public safety, and specifically to ensure that our law enforcement and first responders have everything that they need to do their job to protect us and serve us.
Water is obviously a concern of everyone. I've been reviewing some of the water bills and actually been talking to Natural Resources, and I told them that 2 of them I really didn't care for too much, and their 3rd bill that they proposed I think needs some work. But but I am in support of the Central Nevada Water Regional Authority. I'm pretty sure I got their acronym wrong tonight, but that's okay. But they have the same viewpoint as I do, and we're on the same page.
What's some of the things that are bills that are really notable?
Up in Carson City that I'm not sponsoring, one of them is the residency bill, and that would be to expand the residency program for medical professionals. I think that's very important because what we see is we educate our students and they go to med school here, either in UNLV or UNR now, and then they have to leave to go to residency program. Well, a lot of times they don't come back, and a lot of them would like to stay here, but the residency program is not offered. And so that's one bill that one of my colleagues is sponsoring that I'm going to be very interested in and looking into heavily. My brother's a doctor. He is an anesthesiologist at UMC, and he actually could not do his residency program here because they didn't offer what he wanted to do in his residency and fellowship. So he went to San Diego for his residency and Stanford for his fellowship. But he did come back because he loves Nevada, just like all of us do. And so I'm happy to have him back. He's only been back for a little over a year now.
Yeah, fantastic to have him here.
Tell you why. Born and raised in Toronto. Yeah. Well, there was no hospital, so you spent a week in the hospital. Not only that, but my great-grandson is here tonight. That's 5 generations. That, take care. And I'm kind of proud of that.
Your grandfather, a former assemblyman himself?
Yeah, my grandfather served from 1966 to 1974. So last week when I was up in Carson City, while I was walking the halls, I had my eyes out and actually found one of his photos hanging on the wall.
Yeah. So if people want to find out about your bills, what's going on in the legislature, talk to you, text you, email you, how do they do that?
Yeah, so they can email me at assemblymanhafen@gmail.com, or they can call me at my office, and it is 775-684-8805. And I don't pretend to be an expert in anything, so if somebody is an expert in something, please call me and let me know what they have to say, because I'm going to need some help understanding some of the different topics that will be discussed.
After this break, we talked to a county commissioner about last night's open house.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
County Commissioner Leo Blundo attended last night's event hosted by Assemblyman Hafen. Blundo spoke about the new assemblyman and his position as county commissioner after weeks on the job.
I'll be honest with you, I'm very excited. It's always such a great thing to see when you see young people getting in office, doing a great job. He's got a lot of youth, he's got a lot of passion, and he's got the enthusiasm. He's also made a great sacrifice to be up there serving District 36. I'm very thankful we have young people serving in the legislature and being represented. I think Assemblyman Hafen has taken a lot of the concerns that we have here in the community, and we have representation there, and I think he's going to fight, be able to work best he can to get some of the bills through for us.
What do you think about the fact that, of course, he is a Pahrump native here, and that will be a good representation for us, because Assembly District 36 is Lincoln, Clark, and Nye County.
And I think there's a lot of conservatism and some real good Republican values that come out of all 3 of the counties. And I understand that our Governor Sisolak, he has a lot of great positions, as in no new taxes and things of that nature, and he's definitely capitalizing with some things that are going to strike a chord across the state. It's about doing great things for the state of Nevada, just the way I feel here locally is about doing great things with the county and moving forward.
And Hafen seems wanting to work with all different political parties.
Absolutely. When you get elected to office, no matter your party, you're here to represent the people. The campaigns are the campaigns, but when it comes down time to it, it's time to govern. And we represent everyone.
How's it going for you right now?
I'm very humble. I've had my second meeting. It's been fantastic on the commission. I do have a new county cell. I'd like to share that with everybody. It's 775-277-0066. And you can also reach me with county business at lfblundo@co.ni.nv.us. I know it's a mouthful, but if you have any county issues, please bring it to my attention, and I'd love to sit down and we'll get working right on it. My door is wide open. I take calls no matter what district you're in, whether you live in the county or not, because that's part of the job. We're here to serve and represent the good people here. So.
Well, I know that Game Corner is having a tournament tomorrow night at 5 p.m., and the public's invited to that. But also, everyone's invited down to Vince Neal's Tatawada Wildside on Saturday from 6:30 until 8:30 p.m. Vince Neal's Tatawada Wildside is located on Game Bird Road to see the John Michael Ferrari Band. They're lots of fun. You want to get on down there, and they'll be performing once again from 6:30 until 8:30 p.m. KPVM TV is doing testing once again on channel 25. So if you lose signal within the next 3 to 5 days, you need to rescan your TV. And how to do that, you just go to the menu, settings, and rescan for over-the-air digital channels. If you have any questions about that, give us a call, 775-727-9400, extension 201, or you can call Vern, 775-209-3824. Well, the public is invited to Cassandra Selbach's memorial Saturday, February 9th at 1 p.m. at the Prump Nugget. The doors will open at noon. Selbach died at the age of 35 this week after heroically battling a long illness. And you can see that entire video on our YouTube and Facebook page, which Cassandra did. It's a memorial called Thank You that she did for the veterans and was produced here at KPVM TV. Let's take a look outside on that weather cam and see what we have. Wow, it's getting lighter all the time every night that we look at that weather cam. We'll have weather from the desk with Michael Donahue right after this break.
KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue with today's highs. In Pahrump and Amargosa, 64 degrees, 10 degrees warmer at 74 in Death Valley, 61 in Beatty, 49 in Goldfield and Fallon, 46 in Tonopah, and 49 in Fernley. Tonight, 36 degrees in Pahrump, 37 in Amargosa, 47 in Death Valley, 34 in Beatty, 24 in Goldfield, 21 Tonopah, and 20 and 22 in Fallon and Fernley. Tonight in Pahrump, clear skies, a low of 36 degrees, our average is 33. Sunset at 5:03 p.m. Winds out of the northeast at 7 miles per hour with gusts up to 9, and our humidity at 45%. For tomorrow, those clouds are back with partly cloudy skies, a high of 65, a low of 39. Sunrise at 6:49 a.m. Winds out of the northeast at 7 miles per hour, gusts up to 10, and 29% for our humidity. Looking ahead to our 7-day, it's looking like nothing but clouds for the rest of the week. It seems like we might have a chance of rain next Friday, however it's too early to know for sure. For temperature-wise, not much has really changed. Our highs are still going to be just in that 60-degree range between 61 and 69, peaking on Monday. And our overnights still going to be between 36 and 45 degrees all week, that peak coming next Friday at 45. So with that, we throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
Thanks so much, Michael. Well, that wraps up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.